Very busy, yes.
Well,
Yes.
but not as part of this morning's visit.
You need some energy in that role.
Okay.
Our ability to scale up the manufacturing, which we are doing and have done already, from 1 billion doses this year to 3 billion doses in 2022, far exceeds what might end up, together with our colleagues at Pfizer and several other places, the potential need that the world will have if we can all get our manufacturing up and running. We're committed to do our part. Other people say they're going to do their part. And so within the next 6 to 9 months, the most reliable way to make high quality vaccines and in an efficient way is going to be if we make them. And so I think that the appeals are broader, assuming that we couldn't actually get enough capacity, but in fact we know we can. We went from having 0 production to 1 billion doses in less than a year, and we think we'll be able to go from 1 to 3.
What did you have for lunch?
How did the interview go?
Yeah.
We already have taken a huge step to enable others to use our technology, and that is that last October in 2020, even before we had a vaccine approved, we declared unilaterally that we would not enforce our patents on anyone who's infringing them to make a COVID-19 patent during the pandemic. We didn't have to do that. We did that because we thought it's the right, responsible thing to do. And so there are already other mRNA vaccines that may benefit from the IP that we have, and we've said we're fine with that, and we want that to be helping the world. And we took that step. To my knowledge, we're the only ones to have taken that step. So while I think people say, well, IP is not enough, you should put more, etc., between our scale-up production, our ability to execute rapidly and at full scale, and our making our IP available from a patent infringement standpoint, we think that we're doing everything we can to help this pandemic.
U.S. has shipped far fewer vaccines to low-income countries compared to...
Look, we have spent $2.5 billion and 10 years developing the platform that we use to make a vaccine in 2 days at the sequence level, and then 40 more days to get into human beings. That was the result of 10 years of development. To our knowledge, we're the only ones who worked on vaccines in mRNA for those 10 years. Others joined the hunt when COVID-19 came along, and we're glad to see that the capacity therefore has been increased considerably beyond what Moderna would have been able to do. But in terms of me speculating how easy it would be for people to start from scratch using our patents to be able to make their own capability, I don't know, because we would have no way of really judging that. What I can tell you is that it's hard for me to imagine that they would be able to get any meaningful scale in a short time frame at the quality we will be able to do as a certainty next year. And so, as far as our responsibility is concerned, we think we can better fulfill our responsibility to provide access and supply.
Okay with that, but how successful do you think?
The other commitment that we've made is to COVAX. And so it took a while for COVAX to decide which vaccines it wants to source and when, but we were pleased last May to enter into an up to 500 million dose arrangement with COVAX for low-income countries. That'll begin to ship in Q4, as we're in it right now, and then the rest of it, probably 40 million doses up to, and then the rest will ship next year. So 500 million doses already been committed to low-income countries. In addition, I'll point out, again, not well known or covered, that many of our doses, people estimate maybe perhaps up to a quarter, have actually been already donated to low-income countries. And so we've worked with governments, particularly the US government, to enable them to be able to do that as part of their program, to get key vaccine supplies to people. So if you look as a whole, the amount of our output that's already going to low-income countries is quite significant.